just, so I do like a little intro, whatever, but the questions I'm going to ask are what you already answered. I mean, what materials worked, how the group helped you, and challenges you had, if that works. Cool.
Sure. Yeah,
Well, I'll actually walk you through it.
okay.
Okay. So, hi Maxwell. Thanks for being here. As you know, we're about to open up enrollment for the association again, and we like to talk to past associates who have transitioned successfully into industry, such as yourself. So thanks for being here. The first question I have is if you can rewind to, I mean, you recently transitioned, so if you can rewind a little bit during the transition process, before even joining the association, what were some of the challenges you were having in terms of your job search?
Oh, that's interesting. I was actually still finishing up my Ph.D. when I got in contact, so I didn't even know what types of jobs I could apply for at that time that were outside of the academic track that I was on. So
Yes.
just basic understanding of translatable skills, and if finishing a PhD, do you apply for entry level stuff, or do you apply for mid level? I mean, I didn't even know where to get started with that.
Yeah.
And yeah, I went to school in Japan, and so our whole sort of post graduation advising system was based on people that would wanted to get traditional jobs in Japan, which was something I knew I didn't want to do, and they didn't really have any capacity to think outside of that.
Sure.
So that's one of the reasons that I joined with CSA was this. I felt this was a community of other people that were in a kind of somewhat of a similar situation where they were heading one direction and then realized they wanted to go in another direction, but didn't have the support structure to do that.
Yeah, well put. Okay, so you joined the association, and you can think back to like right when you joined, right? Because there's always like some sort of like, okay, what's going to happen? And you started going through the materials. Was there anything in the materials themselves, the videos or whatever else that I guess made you kind of have an aha moment?
Sure. Yeah, I think the aha moment was I was in more of the like scarcity mindset where I thought, I'll just get the first job that I can possibly get, and with the salary expectations that were ridiculously low. And I just thought that was kind of like what was deserved. And then I did the homework assignment. It was one of the first ones in the packet, and it was something like, write down the life that you'd like to have. Write down the things that you'd like. And I'd never really thought of it that way before. To sort of take a lifestyle that I wanted to have and then work backwards and break down. Like, I think it was one of the assignments was like break down the steps.
Yes.
To like into as concrete and as tangible like mini goals as you can. That was the assignment. It was really early on that really started to open things up.
That's great. Yeah. I mean, actually figure out the lifestyle you want, then fit a job to that instead of the reverse. Yeah, and you've done a great job of that. So my last question is, in terms of the group, right? Because there's a very active community. What has this group done for you, or how has it helped you, or what has your experience been?
Sure. Yeah, I think for me, one of the things that was helpful, I think different parts of the group were actually helpful at different times. So in the beginning, it was more like solidarity, where okay, here are other people that are in a similar situation that I'm in, and so that the first helpful part of the group was the solidarity, and then as I got further down in the job search, I said like, oh, I'm really interested in doing data science, data analytics, and other people that were also interested we would share sort of some of the resources together. And a couple of times, it didn't really pan out, but a couple of times CSA members would say, "Oh, I've got a friend I have a friend in Seattle who's doing that, so I can hook you up if you want."
Yeah.
And even though that wasn't the way that I got the job, it very well easily could have been. So as my job search unfolded, Chiki was helpful in different ways.
Yeah.
And at other times, just hey, take a look at my LinkedIn page, and I'll take a look at yours, and then this is sort of like peer to peer.
Yeah.
And also, I think just as the membership has evolved, now that I have a job, I don't think that's where it stops. Like I think now I can sort of help other, as I do the transition and as I get further through, I can sort of help other people through that transition as well.
Yes, absolutely.
And I think that's an important part too, that we don't just sort of drop out once we have
Yeah.
done, right?
Yeah, and that's great. We have a lot of people with industry positions that help out a lot, and I know you're going to be one. So thanks a lot. Thank you for taking the time to do this, and we look forward to watching your continued career success.
Yeah, thanks a lot.